Hi, Abhratanu.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Sir, I'm doing very well. How are you, sir?
I'm good too. Thanks for asking that. So, Abhratanu, finally you have decided to join IIM Bangalore. कैसे हैं
Yes, sir.
emotions?
Sir, very excited. At the same time, a little bit of nervousness is there. Going
Mm-hmm.
to an institute with such amazing peers. Of course, I'll learn a lot. So, very excited for that.
All right. So, obviously, being a fresher, it will be very chaotic for you in the initial
Yeah, yeah.
phases. Yeah. So, let's start from the very scratch, Hannah. So, you are an
Yes,
IISER product, right? So, you had
yes, sir.
majorly towards, you had major interest towards research, I guess, for the past 5 years. So,
Yes, sir.
what motivated you towards this domain of CAP?
Sir, the main turning points happened through my undergraduate years. And what happened is that, of course, I've always loved mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly I started realizing through a lot of activities that I was involved in and a lot of different internships that I undertook, some internships towards finance,
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to apply the problem solving training that I'm receiving at IISER towards the world of business and the world of markets. I wanted to understand these different worlds better, which have such interesting dynamics, and I wanted to put myself in these worlds directly to understand them better and work in them. And that's what motivated me towards an MBA.
So you are 99.89 percentile in CAT, right?
Yes.
So many people will be watching your video. They would love to, they will be curious about your strategies towards tackling VARC, Quant, and DILR. So let's talk one by one about VARC, DILR, and then at last for Quant.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So for VRC, my strategy was mainly most of it was problem solving.
Mhm.
Although I've always had a habit of reading, and I think that did help me a lot. Continuous reading of articles, of books. I think it always helps because vocabulary is an important part. A lot of these passages do have dense vocabulary, and understanding those is most of the battle. Practice is also important because sometimes questions are quite tricky in that two options come very close, but there are ways of coming to what is the better answer, and that I think takes some work. That was the main thing which I worked on for my VRC. Most of my time was actually spent in DILR.
Mhm.
DILR was a section which I recognized that I had a knack towards, and I wanted to perfect it so that if there are some easy sets, I want to be able to nail them every time. So what I did is I practiced a huge volume of DILR sets. For the around 4 months before CAT, I would do DILR every day. No matter what other sections I could do, I would do DILR almost every day. And I tried to build myself to a point where no matter what paper is there, I will do two sets completely, and I'll at least try to do most of a third set. And I think that is what pushed me across the 99 percentile actually. DILR helped me a lot. And for quant, luckily from a maths background, I had some touch with maths, but definitely the time is the main thing in quant. You have to be able to solve fast. And for that, regular practice again was important. I did take some sectional mock series, and I solved those continuously. That was also very helpful.
Okay, and obviously you must be having the ups and downs in your mock scores when you will be preparing.
Yeah, yeah.
So what were your plans towards tackling mocks?
Yes, sir. So I started preparation around May of 2025, May to
Mhm.
June of 2025. And the first few mocks I gave, I think I did something which was actually a mistake. I gave some PYQs. And that, I think the specific year that I gave, I ended up scoring pretty well, and that increased my confidence a lot. So then I became a bit lax. And then a few mocks later, I realized, okay, it's not always going to be playing to my strengths. I have to be ready for everything, and I faced a lot of ups and downs during that time. I started giving at least 2 to 3 full mocks a week and analyzing them subsequently. So I gave a mock a day, and the next day I spent analyzing it, trying to figure out where I'm getting stuck, where I'm spending too much time. And in the next mocks, I would write those pointers down. I have to get better on this, and I would try to build on that in the very next one. So this incremental improvement, I think, really helped me.
Okay, and then the score reflected a 99.89. So how were the emotions when you saw your scorecard?
So honestly, it was kind of difficult to take it all in. I mean, it's difficult to expect as a fresher, first time giving CAT, to really score that highly, no matter how well you have done, how well you have prepared, and it felt like a blessing. I felt genuinely very lucky.
Okay, and your interview preparation started from there on, right? So
Yes.
how did you come to know about CATway?
So actually, one of my seniors from my college, Satyam Mahajan, he in 2025 he studied with CATway for GDPI, and he gave me a great review. And I came to you, sir. I called you,
Mhm,
and you told me all about CATway.
mhm.
And you're just hearing about it from the previous students of CATway. I knew that it had a great culture. I decided to join.
So now you have spent around 5 months or so at CATway, right? From the student's
Yes.
perspective, I want to listen to your genuine opinions towards CATway, the genuine ones.
Okay, sir. Sir, genuinely, at the start, I was a little bit skeptical. Like because I've never given interviews before, I thought, how can someone else really tell you how you should give an interview? And I had this skepticism. But as soon as I gave my first one or two interviews, I realized that genuinely sir, especially you, as well as the mentors at Catway, genuinely they can really point out what you are lacking in and give very constructive criticism. I gave the first mentor interview. I think it was with Yash Bhaiya, and that was very horrible. Like after that interview, I felt so embarrassed because I knew that I made so many mistakes, and I could not give a good interview at all. But the criticism that I received, I was able to continually work on it, and genuinely, the exact pointers that were given to me, fixing those created a much better interview experience. So immediately within 1 or 2 weeks, I realized that I had made the right decision.
Okay. All right. And then the results started to flow in. How many, what all calls have you converted till now?
I've converted Bangalore, Calcutta, Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore, FMS, XLRI Delhi. I've converted. I'm waitlisted for Jamshedpur,
Okay.
and yes, these are the calls.
So being a fresher converting all these calls. So let's talk about the first convert of yours, right? I guess it will be Bangalore, if I'm not
Yes, sir. It was
wrong, right?
Bangalore.
So it was the Bangalore. So once Bangalore sent you the mail that congratulations, Abhratanu, you have been shortlisted for the PGP program.
Yes.
वो मोमेंट क्या था?
सर वो मोमेंट था मेरा एक एग्जाम था एक्चुअली एंड सम एग्जाम था मैं एग्जाम दे के रूम वापस आया मुझे पता था मोस्ट लाइकली दैट डे बैंगलोर विल कम आई रैन टू माय रूम आई पिक्ड अप माय फोन I logged into Gmail and the first mail that I see is congratulations from IIM Bangalore. I just ran outside my room and went to all my friends in my hostel and I was just shouting that ho gaya Bangalore ho gaya. It
Okay.
was an amazing moment.
Yes, obviously, yes. For a fresher, it's a dream come true moment once you convert
Yes.
Bangalore, Calcutta, and all these premium elite B
Yes, sir.
schools. Right. So, what unique strategy you followed apart from all the mocks? What you believe that worked for you in the interviews?
Yes, sir. So one thing which I recognized from the interviews, which were my favorite interviews, which I enjoyed the most, was that there was a certain level of uh, genuineness which comes to be very important. I realized that always trying to upsell myself or trying to accentuate my achievements may not be the only thing which results in a good interview. Sometimes, if a professor points out a lack in your profile, or something that may be a problem. For example, in Bangalore, there's a lot of people with work experience. So if things like this are pointed out, which may be to your disadvantage, sometimes it's just better to accept that, yes, I am here. Maybe it seems like I'm at a disadvantage, but for these reasons, I'm still willing and I'm still eager to do my best. Sometimes the genuine answers, which just show that someone actually cares about what they're going to do, end up being the most impactful ones. And I felt this sincerely at both Bangalore, Calcutta, and as well as IIT Bombay. These interviews, I think I genuinely felt that the professors were impressed by my care for the subject that I want to study.
All right. Okay. So, from research background pivoted towards MBA. Just curious, what next, Abhratanu?
Sir, next, I'm very interested in exploring more about the world of finance. I'm interested in understanding markets. That's one of my main interests towards going towards an MBA. But at the same time, I'm very eager to participate in case competitions. I love presenting things and I love working on problems. Problem solving is essentially mathematics, and that's what I want to do. So I'm very eager to form a team once I enter the institute, find like-minded people and people who I can learn a lot from and head into these case competitions and live projects with these teams.
Okay. So on that note, with all the conversations, with all the lives that you have, lived here in the past 5 months or so, if I'll ask you to rate Catway on a scale of 10, what will be your rating?
So it will be 10. My expectations were surpassed. Like there is no other rating which is justified. Like everything which I wanted was given to me.
Okay. Thank you so much for all these kind words, right? All the best for your future endeavors. Obviously, I would love to see you doing great in the field of finance.
Thank you.
CATway is
Thank
really
you.
proud to have students like you. All the best, Abhratanu. All the
Thank you
best for
so much.
future endeavors.
Thank you.